The problem we're trying to solve is how do we make sure that we raise the IQ of people when it comes to AI. And if we, and my belief is that marketing is a really great use case for AI. There's a lot of really good things that you
Right.
can do with AI in our business, and they're fairly low risk, but there's some risks. And so having people understand how it works, when to put human in the loop, and how to really how to accelerate your business with some of the advantages while trying to be um, smart about avoiding some of the downfalls, I think is a really public service that we sort of owe it to the community to provide.
But Rex, what specifically does AI conundrum mean? Give it just a short
Yeah, the
explanation of that.
conundrum really comes from our editor, Lisa Pinto, who had as she was looking at the dry title, "The Fundamental Limitations of AI," thought really as she read it, she's like, well, there really is this tension between the strengths and the weaknesses, and that creates this conundrum because you want to use it. In fact, if you don't use it, you will lose in business.
Right.
But if you use it in business wrong, you will lose in business. And one of the case studies we share is Zillow, who turned their whole business around from being a media company to being an AI company. And they were using their AI, there's the estimate, to flip homes. And our calculations showed that you would need to be plus or minus 2% accurate in terms of your price estimate to be able to make
Mm-hmm.
money on that business model.
Yep.
But their model was only plus or minus 7%. And one of the things that Caleb had in his model was that, look, you don't want to use AI for tasks that have to be ultra precise. You want to
Mm.
use tasks where your creativity and there's a range of right answers, just like he said earlier. That's a good use case. So Zillow's use case was not a good use case, and they literally lost over $4
Oh,
billion.
monsters.
Yeah,
Right.
and their evaluation still hasn't fully recovered from that whole
Yep.
hit. They laid off a quarter of their workforce. I mean, that's a disaster, and it was simply because they did not understand the strengths and the weaknesses of AI, and so they were using it in a use case that was not very safe.